Good evening, everyone. Is my audio and video clear? Please let me know in the comment section. Then we'll begin the class. Good evening, Manish. Audio and video clear? All right. So, a very good evening to everyone watching this video. I am Manat Sharma from Oliveboard, and I'm here with uh, this important session for your PFRDA from your PFRDA point of view. Today, we're going to discuss about PFRDA, what this is, when was this established, okay, and the three major schemes which are involved that we're going to talk about over here. We'll also do a few MCQs at the end so that you can practice, and at the end we have also launched a course. I will give you the details of the course of the PFRDA course at the end of the class. Fine. Before I begin, if you want to download this YouTube class PDF, you can do it from the Oliveboard app. Just go to the courses section. There's going to be a separate folder for YouTube class PDFs. You can download the PDF from here. All right. Sure. So let's not waste time. Let's begin with our session. If we talk about PFRDA, this is Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority. Take a Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. That means we are going to talk about the pensions here, basically. Okay, regulation of pensions and all. This is a regulatory body which regulates the pension funds. Okay, it was established through a resolution by the government of India in 2003. So there was this resolution by the government of India. It was established in 2003. This is called a statutory body. Why is it called a statutory body? Because this has been made by a statute or a law. Through when we say that a body or an authority has been made by law or by passing a statute, for example, the PFRDA Act 2013, this statutory body was established under this. Okay? The objective is to promote old age income security by establishing, developing and regulating pension funds to protect the interest of the subscribers of pension fund and related matters. So what is the objective? To promote old age income security. Fine. Establishing, developing regulating pension funds so that we can protect the interests of the subscribers. Okay? It works under the Ministry of Finance and the headquarters is in New Delhi. These are some basics that you need to remember. These are some basics that you have to remember. What is the composition of PFRDA? There is a chairperson and not more than 6 members who are appointed by the central government. So there is a chairperson and there are supposed to be 6 members who are appointed by the central government who have expertise in what? Economics, finance, law, at least one from each. Fine. Then implementing agency for the initiatives. So wherever initiatives have been launched, we have certain implementing agencies. So we have this Atal Pension Yojana, we have the National Pension System, we have National Pension System Vatsalya. And most important schemes, these are the three most important schemes: Atal Pension Yojana, APS, NPS, National Pension System and NPS-Vatsalya. Very, very important. Today we are going to cover these three schemes in detail for you to understand. Who is the chairman of PFRDA? Very important, you have to remember Shri Siva Subramaniam Raman. So Shri Siva Subramaniam Raman, he has been appointed on 8th April 2025. We did this during our live mint analysis also. Okay, so he has been appointed Shri Siva Subramaniam Raman, who has been appointed for a tenure of 5 years or till the age of 65, whichever is earlier. Fine. So he is the chairman. What are the functions of PFRDA? Undertaking steps for educating the subscribers. So firstly, we're going to take some steps to educate the subscribers, to educate the general public on what? On issues relating to pension, retirement savings and related issues and training of intermediaries. Providing pension schemes not regulated by any other enactment. Okay, this is another function that PFRDA provides pension schemes which are not regulated by any other enactment or any other law, any other act. Protecting the interests of subscribers of NPS and such other schemes are approved by this authority from time to time. So we have this regulatory body which protects the interests of the subscribers. It approves certain schemes, lays down certain norms for investment guidelines and all. And it helps in registering and regulating the intermediaries. Which are intermediaries? NPS Trust, Points of Presence, Central Record Keeping Agency, Trustee Bank, Pension Funds, Custodian for Time-Bound Service to Subscribers. Uh, all these intermediaries are regulated by PFRDA. Apart from that, it ensures intermediation and other operational costs are economical and reasonable, making existing grievance redressal process more robust and time bound. And adjudication of disputes between the intermediaries or between intermediaries and the subscribers. If there's any kind of dispute, then settlement of this dispute is very important, and this is done by PFRDA. Fine. Now let's discuss about the three major schemes over here which are very important from your exam point of view. Today we are going to discuss them in detail. Firstly, we have the National Pension System, NPS scheme. National Pension System, when was it launched? On 1st January 2004. Please remember all this data. When was it launched? January 1st, 2004, to replace what? To replace the old pension scheme. So initially we had the old pension scheme, and this new pension scheme was replaced. New pension scheme replaced the old pension scheme. Old pension scheme was majorly replaced. The major reason was that there was a lot of burden on the exchequer. There was a lot of burden on the government because the sole responsibility in the old pension system was on the government. But over a period of time, we started increasing the responsibility of the employer, of the employee, the government. So everybody was contributing in order to provide pension rather than just putting all the burden on the government. Now, from now on, it will be divided, plus it will be linked to the market. We are going to discuss about this in detail. What I wanted to right now tell you is the major difference why we switched towards NPS was that there was a lot of burden on the exchequer, a lot of burden on the government, because the entire responsibility for providing the pension was on the government. But later we talked about contributory scheme, and that is why we keep on making certain changes. So under this, NPS pensions were linked to the accumulated contributions made by both the employees and the government. So employees also in the government are going to contribute in providing the pension. And these contributions, whatever money they are contributing, these are invested in the market also, in market linked securities. So based on how the market is performing, based on the performance of the market, the pension will depend on that. Okay, and so this scheme was partially dependent on the market performance also. And NPS is managed by several pension fund managers like LIC, SBI, ICICI. Okay, so these are the pension fund managers under this. Fine. Now this pension program, it is open to the employees from public, private and even unorganized sector. So NPS is open for whom? For the public sector, for the private people and even for the unorganized sectors. But who are excluded? People who are from the armed forces. Except them, this pension scheme is open from all the public, private and even unorganized sectors. This scheme, it encourages people to invest in a pension account at regular intervals. So at regular intervals, you can invest this pension amount during your course of employment. And after retirement, the subscribers can take out a certain percentage of the corpus. The beneficiary receives the remaining amount as a monthly pension. So after retirement, on a monthly basis, you get that money back, whatever you have contributed. And which is the nodal agency for all this? For NPS, we have PFRDA, very important, Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Fine. What are the key features? First, it is a market-linked pension. So this pension depends on the corpus which has been accumulated through the contributions. So whatever contributions are there of the employee of the government, that amount is invested in the stock market. Investment, these contributions are invested in market-linked securities. It is a contributory scheme. Employees contribute 10% of the basic salary and DNS allowance, and the government contributes 14%. Okay, government, how much does the government contribute? 14%. And how much does the employee contribute? 10%. Fine. There is no inflation indexation. Very, very important that you have to remember. That means whatever money you are earning, whatever money you are investing also, there is no adjustment of inflation. So inflation is not adjusted. Okay? That means if the level of prices has increased in the economy, वो हम subtract नहीं करेंगे. We are not going to subtract that. We are going to see it in the total sense only. We are not going to subtract inflation. Fine. So there is no inflation indexation. It is not adjusted for inflation. And we have this scenario of family pension also, which is based on accumulated corpus and annuity plans. Okay. So, any Indian citizen who is between 18 to 60 years can join NPS. So, who can join NPS? 18 to 60 years is the limit. You can join NPS. NRIs, the non-resident Indians, they are also eligible to apply for NPS. So, it's not just the Indian citizen, it is also the non-resident Indians which are also eligible to apply for NPS. There is this PRAN account number that you might have heard of in news also. So this is the permanent retirement account number. So PRAN is a permanent retirement account number. This is a 12-digit unique number. And this is called permanent retirement account number. Whoever has subscribed for NPS, that person is going to get a PRAN number. Minimum contribution in NPS is 6,000 in a financial year. So what is the minimum amount in NPS? 6,000 in a financial year. And if the subscriber fails to contribute the minimum amount, his or her account will be frozen by PFRDA. Fine. So if you're not giving up this minimum amount, your account will be frozen. All right. Then we have this unified pension scheme, which is under your NPS only. Unified pension scheme. Now this will apply to central government employees. So here you have to remember this. Will this be applicable to all or only the central government employees? Such kind of question statements will be there. So this is going to UPS is going to be applied to the central government employees who are covered under the NPS and who choose this option under the NPS. So this UPS is for central government employees if and only if they choose this option under NPS. Both current and future central government employees covered under this NPS have the option to choose between UPS or continue with the existing NPS. So they have, the current as well as future central government employees. They are going to have this choice whether they want to continue with the existing NPS or whether they want to choose between UPS or continuing with the existing NPS. Okay? Once they have decided, there's no turning back. Once you've decided whether you want to go with NPS only or whether you want to switch to UPS, there's nothing going back. This is going to be final. This is going to be binding. And PFRDA is going to issue regulations for operationalizing the UPS. And this will be effective from 1st April 2025. This is the effective date. Central government only. Central government, Manish. Central government employees only. This is only for the central government employees. So regulatory bodies, if they're a part of the center, then it will be applicable to them. Okay? Public sector banks also, it depends. If it's a central public sector bank if it's a central public sector bank, then yes. If it's a state public sector bank, then we're not going to talk about that. Okay, Manish? Is that clear? Fine. So it's only central government employee. That central government employee can be anyone. Okay? Cut-off date for employees to exercise the option is 30th September 2025, and this UPS is based on which committee's recommendation? TV Somanathan Committee recommendations. Okay? So UPS is based on recommendations of TV Somanathan committee, which will come into effect from 1st April 2025. You have to remember which committee, TV Somanathan committee. Fine. UPS provides a guaranteed payout to the employees upon superannuation. So superannuation is basically whenever you you are retired. After retirement, the amount of money that you get, that is what superannuation means. So UPS provides that you're going to have a guaranteed payout upon superannuation. UPS will offer 50% of the average basic pay drawn by a central government employee during the 12 months prior to retirement, provided they complete 25 years of service. So, what will UPS offer? 50% of the average basic pay drawn. So, the central government employee, the central government employee will get what? 50% of the average basic pay. But what is the condition? That that person has completed 25 years of service. If someone has less than 25 years of service but more than 10 years, so more than 10 years but less than 25 years, the pension will be based on the proportionate basis, the amount of time that you have spent, the amount of time that you spent in service. Based on that, you're going to get the pension. A minimum payout of rupees 10,000 per month is also assured for employees with 10 or more years of qualifying service. So minimum payout of rupees 10,000 per month. And for those who choose to retire voluntarily after 25 years of service, so if you are voluntarily retiring after 25 years of service, the payout will begin from the date they would have reached superannuation. So, for example, you are after 25 years of service, you have voluntarily retired. But still, say 10 years of your pension amount is pending, 10 years of your contributions are pending. Your payout, you will start getting the payout after this 10 years. So not immediately after you are being retired, but after your superannuation, basically after your time period has been reached. Okay? And in the event of payout holder's death, if there is any death in that case, a family payout at 60% of the payout will be admissible. Okay? To the legally wedded spouse. So your spouse will get 60% in case of death. And there's going to be dearness relief also, which will be available on the assured payout and family payout. So on the assured payout and the family payout, dearness relief will be available. Okay, and it will be calculated just like dearness allowance. So the way you calculate dearness allowance, based on that only dearness relief will also be applicable. Okay. UPS or assured payout would not be available in case of removal or dismissal from service. So UPS, it would not be available in case of removal or dismissal from service or resignation of the employee. And if we contrast it with the old pension scheme, then UPS is contributory. Old pension scheme mein the entire burden was on the exchequer or the government. But UPS is contributory in nature. Employees will also contribute 10% of their basic salary and dearness allowance, and employers' contribution will be 18.5%. Okay? The eventual payout depends on the market returns, obviously, because it is going to be linked to the market linked securities. Okay? The central government NPS subscribers who retired on or before 31st March 2025, who have minimum 10 years of qualifying service, they are going to get some additional benefits. So the people who have retired before 31st March 2025 or on this date, they will get some additional benefits, provided they have minimum 10 years of service. And what are those benefits? Firstly, they're going to get a lump sum payment, one-time payment, 1/10 of last drawn basic salary. So they are going to get a lump sum payment of 1/10 of the last drawn basic pay and dearness allowance. Okay? For each completed 6 months of qualifying service, so 1/10 you will get. One. Secondly, monthly top-up payment also you're going to get top-up amount. Monthly top-up amount you will get, which is based on the admissible UPS payout. Plus you're going to get dearness relief. Okay? Thirdly, arrears with simple interest as per applicable PPF rate. So arrears are basically, when you have not given your contribution. So there's a simple interest which is levied. There's a simple interest which is levied or if you're not able to give that money in due time, then after that there's a penalty. Okay, amount of interest is charged. Fine. Then the second important scheme is NPS-Vatsalya. I hope the first scheme is clear. National pension scheme is clear to all of you. National pension system is clear. Then we also did the unified pension scheme. I hope these things are clear. Now the second important scheme that we have is NPS-Vatsalya. Good evening, Sinchan. Sure. Then we have this NPS-Vatsalya scheme, again very important from your exam point of view. This was announced in Union Budget 24-25. So this was announced in the previous budget on 23rd July 2024. This is especially for the minors. So Vatsalya for the minor children, for the children who have not attained 18 years of age. So this is a very good advancement in financial planning. And this has set a new standard for prudent financial management from a very young age only. Okay, and PFRDA is the regulatory body in this case, so regulated and administered by PFRDA. And the focus is on intergenerational equity. Intergenerational equity means कि generations के बीच में, between the generations, there is equality, there is equity. And it underscores the importance of nurturing a culture of savings from an early age. So a culture of savings is developed from a very young age, since we've started off with this NPS Vatsalya. Okay, okay, so this is a perfect financial planning for children. Now, if we talk about account creation and management, then all minor citizens up to the age of 18 are eligible to open an account. So, any child who is less than 18 years of age can open an NPS Vatsalya account. Okay? This account is opened in the name of minor and it is managed by their guardian. Okay? Yes, exactly. 1000 per year with no upper limit, tier 1 NPS account. We're going to do these details in the next few slides. Okay? So, this account is opened in the name of minor and it is managed by the guardian till the child reaches the adult. Okay, so minor remains the sole beneficiary through the process. Account can be created through registered points of presence. Points of presence can be, the major banks, India Post, or pension fund. So points of presence means jahan se you are getting your account open. Okay, so if you're getting your account open from a bank, that is going to be your point of presence. If you're getting it open from India Post, pension funds, that is going to be your POP or your point of presence. Okay, so this account can be created through registered points of presence. What are the documents required for NPS Vatsalya account to be opened? Firstly, proof of date of birth for the minor. So, date of birth should be provided of the minor. Secondly, KYC of the guardian has to be done. That the guardian should have a PAN account, a PAN number, and NRE or NRO bank account should be there, solo or joint of the minor. Okay? 25% limited withdrawal limit for specific purposes such as education, illness, or disability upon completion of 3 years lock-in period. Very good, you know about this scheme, है ना? Chalo. Account opening contribution is how much? Minimum of 1000 is required. There is no upper limit. Minimum amount has been decided, 1000 rupees. Maximum limit has not been decided. Subsequent contributions, a minimum of 1000 per annum is required. So 1000 per annum is the minimum, no maximum limit. You can do 40,000, 50,000, there's no maximum limit. Minimum limit of 1000 per annum is required. So initially for account opening 1000 has to be paid and subsequently 1000 per year is compulsory. It can be even more. It should not be less than 1000. Minimum 1000. And the guardians have the flexibility to select from various pension funds. So whatever pension funds have been registered with PFRDA, you can manage the investments accordingly. Now under this, there are 3 investment choices that the guardian has. First is the default choice. Second is the auto choice. And third is the active choice. You need to know about this. So default choice is what? The Moderate Life Cycle Fund, LC50, which allocates 50% of the investment to equity. So suppose you have, put in 1000 of your money. इसमें से 50%, in case of default choice, 50% will be invested in equity. So this is like, 50-50, you're taking a risk. 50% in a risky asset, 50% in a more stable asset. So this is your first choice. Second is your auto choice. In auto choice, guardians can select from 3 life cycle funds. So under this auto choice, there are 3 choices that a guardian has. First is aggressive LC75. What is this? That 75% you are allocating in equity. This is for those people who like to take more risk. Okay, who can take more risk. Second is your moderate LC50. This is like the first default choice only, wherein 50% is allocated in equity. So it's like a 50-50 chance. So if you're not that much risky, 50% you are putting in a risky asset, 50% you're not. Third kind of a person who's a risk averse person, for them we have this conservative LC25, where only 25% is being put into equity. Because these are the 3 choices that you have under auto choice. One, either you're putting 75% into equity, second, you're putting only 50% into equity, or third, you're putting 25% into equity. Depending upon the risk appetite that you have, depending upon the risk that you're willing to take, you can choose between the 3 under your auto choice. Okay? First, default choice, which is 50% you put into equity. Second is auto choice, you have 3 choices, 75%, 50% and 25%. Okay? Third is your active choice. If it is active, that means the guardians, they have full control. They can put 100% also into equity, they can put 0% also equity, they can put 10% also equity, depending upon your choice. So the guardian has full control over how they want to allocate the funds, okay, across their assets. Okay, they can invest up to 75% also, up to 100% also, up to 100% in corporate debt for stability, up to 100% in government securities, up to 5% in alternative assets for diversification. So this guardian has full control. Okay, okay. And this option allows the guardians to tailor the investment strategy based on their financial goals and what are their risk preferences. Okay. Achha, once that child has attained 18 years of age, then what? Then that account will be transitioned to another account. So if a minor reaches the age of 18 years, then this NPS-Vatsalya account undergoes a seamless transition to what? To NPS Tier 1 All Citizens model. Right? Right. Okay, so once you attain 18 years of age, NPS Tier 1 All Citizen model में your account will be transferred. And a fresh KYC must be completed within 3 months from the date of turning 18. So, suppose you're turning 18 in June. So, after 3 months, you have 3 months of time frame, you have to get your KYC done again. Fine. And once the account is transitioned, features, benefits, exit norms applicable under NPS Tier 1 All Citizen model will now come into effect. So, now no more you have a child account, you're going to have this NPS Tier 1 All Citizen model account. This will come into effect. Fine. So this was your NPS Vatsalya, and I hope this was clear to all of you. If there is any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. This was all related to NPS Vatsalya. Okay. So Shinchan has added that it's eligible for tax deduction under Section 80 CCD 1B up to 1.5 lakh. Very good. And in event of death of the account holder, entire corpus is returned to the legal guardian. So if the child dies, then the entire corpus is returned to the guardian. Good. Okay? Very good. Next is your, again, very, very important scheme, Atal Pension Yojana. Now, there's this problem of, there are 2 challenges. One is of longevity risks and lack of retirement security among India's vast unorganized workforce. This is for the unorganized sector. So we have discussed before also that there are 2 sectors in the economy. One is your organized sector, which is also called the formal sector, and the other is your unorganized sector, which is also called your informal sector. Right? If we talk about the unorganized sector, then there is obviously this problem of lack of social security. है ना? lack of social security, lack of retirement security. Plus, there are risks also attached to it. To address this, Atal Pension Yojana has been launched. When was it launched? 9th May 2015. Operationalized from 1st June 2015. So when was APY Atal Pension Yojana launched? 2015. It was designed to encourage voluntary savings for retirement. So voluntarily you should save for your retirement by offering defined pension benefits linked to the age of joining and amount of contribution. So you're going to get benefits depending upon when you are joining and what is the amount that you're contributing. Depending upon that, you are going to get pension. Okay? And this is mainly we have targeted this for the poor and the underprivileged sections of the society or the workers who are working in the informal sector. So you want to make it more inclusive and accessible social security initiative. This is one of the most inclusive, most accessible social security initiative in India. Fine. And as of April 2025, APY has accumulated over 7.65 crore subscribers. So APY has accumulated how many subscribers? Over 7.65 crore subscribers. Total corpus that has been mobilized 45,974.67 crore and recorded increasing participation from women also who comprise 48% of the subscribers. So this is a good amount of data that you have. If you get a long answer question, you should know about this. You can utilize such kind of statements, and even for MCQ, this kind of achievement is important that you need to understand. Okay? So you can see over here from March 2019 to April 2025, this is the surge in the enrollments under APY, which has increased a lot. So we have seen a positive outlook in this, right? Okay. What is the target group under APY? Unorganized sector. It was initially available to all citizens between 18 to 40 years of age. All citizens, but mostly the target is unorganized sector. With effect from 2022, individuals paying income tax are not eligible to join the scheme. Okay, so initially it was for everyone, but later on we restricted it to those individuals who are paying income tax. They cannot, be a part of this Atal Pension Yojana. Fine. Minimum pension age is 18 to 40. Very good. Minimum pension upon attaining the age of 60 is from 1000 to 5000. Very good, which would depend on the contribution exactly. What would happen if the pensioners and his spouse are no more and there is no nominee? What would happen to the corpus amount? Sinchan, are you asking about the Atal Pension Yojana or the NPS-Vatsalya? Please, make it clear over here. Usually what happens is that if there is no nominee and even both of the, even the wife or the spouse dies, then this amount is transferred to the original fund, to the fund of, the overall pension fund. Okay, so it is not given to anyone; it is put up in a fund in the public account usually. Okay, Shinchan. Under this Atal Pension Yojana, we have this defined pension benefit. It provides subscribers with a fixed monthly pension at the age of 60 years. So we'll get a mixed monthly pension at the age of 60 years based on the contributions that you have. And these pension slabs are from 1000 to 5000 per month. And whether you will get 1000 per month, whether you will get 2000, 3000 or 4000 or 5000 per month, how much amount you're going to get will depend upon your contribution, how much you have, contributed. Okay? Fine. What is the contribution period and calculation? Minimum contribution period is 20 years and it depends on your age of joining. And monthly contribution varies based on age at the time of enrollment and the desired pension amount. There is government co-contribution also for the early joiners who have joined between 1st June 2015 to 31st March 2016. Uh, and till the people who have joined early, they have co-contribution from the government. If someone has joined after that, then they have no government co-contribution. Okay? This you have to remember. So government co-contribution is only for the early joiners. Initial 1 year, you can say in short. Okay, and the government co-contributed 50% of the total contribution or 1000 per annum, whichever is lower for 5 years. So for 5 years only we have government's co-contribution. That also 1,000 per annum, or or less. 50% of the total contribution or 1,000, whichever is less. And this applied only to subscribers not covered under any other social security scheme. Only for those who are not covered in any other social security scheme, and which is the administering body, PFRDA, managed under the NPS architecture. This APY. ठीक है? So this is in short. You can remember this age eligibility criteria. Age is 18 to 40 years. Monthly contribution to receive a fixed monthly pension between 1,000 to 5,000, and it depends on the contribution. A subscriber must contribute rupees 42 to 210 per month if joining at the age of 18, or so if you are joining at the age of 18, you can contribute 42 rupees per month or 210 rupees per month. It depends on you. If you're joining at the age if you're joining at the age of 40, you have to pay 291 to 1454 per month. Okay? If you're joining at the age of 40. So basically, the later you join, the more you contribute. And the earlier you join, the less you contribute monthly, on a monthly basis. Okay? ठीक है. And payment of premium is monthly, quarterly or half yearly, depends on you. And minimum contribution period is 20 years or more. Minimum is 20. Bank account mandatory auto debit is required of the contributions. And income taxpayer status, if you talk about the income taxpayer status, then from 1st October 2022, income taxpayers are not eligible. So anyone who is paying income tax will not be eligible to be a part of this Atal pension Yojana. Okay? So guaranteed monthly pension will be given 1,000 to 5,000 depending on your contribution from age 60. So you will start receiving the pension when you reach 60 years of age. And in case of death of subscriber, spouse receives the pension, nominee gets the corpus. And like you asked, if none of this is there, then the amount goes to the fund. There's auto debit facilities over here, and tax benefits are also there. Contributions under API, they qualify for deductions under Section 80 CCD of the Income Tax Act if eligible. Okay? And there are certain exit options also. If you're exiting at the age of 60, then your full pension is going to begin. If you exit before the age of 60, then permitted only in cases of death or terminal illness. You can only exit before the age of 60 years if that person has died or there is terminal illness. And in case of voluntary exit, that is allowed, but the subscriber, they in that case only receives contribution made with interest. Government government co-contribution, if any is forfeited, that means you will not get the government co-contribution. You will only get the amount that you have invested in case you exit voluntarily. Okay? So this was all about your three major schemes. Atal Pension Yojana, very very important. Atal Pension Yojana. We have the NPS. NPS के अंदर we did UPS also. Apart from that, NPS-Vatsalya. Very very important. Three schemes, very important for PFRDA. So those who are preparing, it's very important that you cover up these schemes. Download this PDF and read it in detail. Okay? And let's do a few questions. A few MCQs now. Let me see whether you've understood or not. Shinchan is saying the subscriber shall be refunded only the contribution made by him to APY along with the net actual accrued income earned on his contribution after deducting the account maintenance charges. However, in case of subscribers who joined the scheme before 31st March 2016 and have received the government co-contribution shall not receive the same, including the accrued income earned if in case they voluntarily give up in the exit option. है ना? Right, Sinchan? Absolutely correct. So let me see whether you can answer the questions or not. I want all of you answering, whoever is here. So in which year was the Atal Pension Yojana launched? Was it launched in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 or 2016? Who is going to answer? When was Atal Pension Yojana launched? Very easy question, very direct question. Absolutely correct. D is the correct answer, 2015. So APY was introduced in 2015. Well, Which of the following statements about the Atal Pension Yojana scheme is correct? So you have to identify the correct statement. APY falls under the Department of Financial Services. Scheme is managed by NPS. Bank account is required to enroll in this scheme. What is the answer? Only 1, only 2, only 3, 1 and 2, or only 2 and 3? Question 2. Shinchan is saying C, only 3. Manish is saying E, only 2 and 3. Anyone else who would like to answer the question? Anyone else? Many students attending the class, but not all of you are answering. If you want, you can answer. But the correct answer is D. It's not even E. It is not even C. The answer is D. Only 1 and 3. So APY does operate under the Department of Financial Services. This is absolutely correct. And a bank account is definitely required. But the scheme is not managed by NPS. It is managed by PFRDA. Okay, so D is the correct answer. Which of the following statements regarding APY is incorrect? You have to identify the incorrect statement. Any citizen can join APY. Is that so? Anyone can join APY, join Atal Pension Yojana, or some are restricted. Minors are eligible to enroll in the scheme. Are minors eligible or not? Individuals already enrolled in NPS cannot join APY. So which is an incorrect statement over here? Only 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, or only 2 and 3. So Manish is saying D, Shinchan is saying D. Anyone else who would like to answer? Incorrect statement is can join APY. Yes, anyone from 18 to 40 years of age can join this APY, although there has been a change here that those who are paying income tax now after 2022, if you are paying income tax, in that case you will not be able to join APY. So this statement also becomes incorrect. So all three are incorrect. The options are wrong here. है ना? It is open to all citizens from 18 to 40, but since 2022 we have seen certain changes that now it will not be applicable to the income taxpayers. Right? Right. So please make sure all these statements are incorrect. Fine. What is the minimum and maximum age required to enroll in APY? 1830, 1840, 1855, 1860 or 1865? What is the answer? Very easy question. Very, very easy question. What is the answer? Absolutely correct. B is the correct answer. It is open to individuals who are aged 18 and 40 years of age. ठीक है? How often can individual upgrade or downgrade their pension plan under APY? Once, twice, thrice, 4 times, or none of the above? See, some of the points we understand through the material that we have, and some things we understand through MCQs. That is why it's very important to put in mock tests. That's why it's important through MCQs. Because sometimes what happens is not everything will be clear through the data that you have or through reading the schemes and all. When you apply those schemes into questions, you will be able to understand more, and it'll add on to your knowledge. Okay? Once, you are saying, Manish is saying once, absolutely correct. So a subscriber is allowed to adjust their pension amount once per financial year. Absolutely correct. Choose the correct statement about unified pension scheme. First statement, it was recommended by TV Somanathan committee, will be effective from 1st April 2025. Second is 50% of average basic pay drawn over the last 12 months prior to superannuation for a minimum qualifying service of 25 years. Inflation indexation will be based on all India consumer price index combined. It is going to replace NPS. More than one is correct. What is the answer? Question number 11. What is the answer? Acha, Shinchan is charge for modification is rupees 25. Very good. Very good. Shinchan is saying D, E. Okay, Manish is saying E. Absolutely correct. More than one is correct here. So first statement is absolutely correct, right? This is what we saw. TV Somanathan committee, absolutely correct. Second, 50% of average basic pay drawn over the last 12 months prior to superannuation for a minimum qualifying service of 25 years. This is absolutely correct. B is also correct. Inflation indexation This will be based on All India Consumer Price Index combined. This is also correct. This is also correct. Yes, it will be based on this. This is what is recommended. It is going to replace NPS. No, it is not going to replace NPS. Again, it is not going to replace NPS. UPS is only for the central government employees. And this is what we saw. This is applicable only to the central government employees, not everyone. Right? So that is why uh, uh, more than one is correct. A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, only D is incorrect. Okay? I hope there is no doubt in this case. I hope this is clear. Okay? D, B is correct at minimum. A, B, C, 3 are correct. Okay? And what is the minimum pension amount under the UPS for employees with at least 10 years of service? Minimum pension amount under UPS. 8,000 per month, 8,000 per month, 10,000 per month, 12,500 per month, 15,000 or 20,000 per month. Huh. See, I told you, I think you joined late, Sinchan. I think you joined late. In case of this NPS, the central government employees will have a choice whether they want to continue with UPS, so whether they want to continue with NPS or they want to switch to UPS. And this is applicable only to the central government employees. Only applicable to the central government employees. It's not for everyone. UPS. So UPS is part of this NPS only, Unified Pension Scheme, and this is applicable for central government employees only. And these central government employees will have a choice whether they want to continue with NPS or UPS, and once they make a decision, that is going to be binding. Okay, you joined late, that is why you did not cover this part. You can cover it up. We did it first. Fine. Okay, Shinchan, just after the class ends, just go back and read it out. So you guys are saying B, and absolutely correct. 10,000 is the correct answer. 10,000 per month. Fine. The subscriber has to contribute a minimum of dash in a financial year under NPS. 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 or 10,000. Minimum contribution we are talking about here. What is the minimum contribution of a subscriber in case of NPS? 13th question. Anju, what is the answer for 13th question? Manish is saying, I guess 1,000. The answer is C, 6,000. So it is 6,000 is the minimum contribution. Okay, it's not 1,000, it's 6,000. Okay, minimum is 6,000. Please remember. Acha, in the UPS, Unified Pension Scheme, what percentage contribution is required for employees and the government respectively? Contribution of employees and government under UPS. 8 and 14%, 10 and 14%, 10 and 18.5%, 12 and 16 and 10 and 20%. A, B, C, D or E. Manish is saying C, 10% and 18.5%. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to answer? This is under your UPS Unified Pension Scheme. Absolutely correct. 10% of the employees and 18.5% central government. Okay? Which of the following is a feature unique to the old pension scheme as compared to NPS and UPS? What is a unique feature of OPS, old pension scheme? Defined contribution structure, market linked returns, funded by contribution from employees and the government, unfunded pension system, or gratuity payout option. What is the answer? Here you have to say how OPS is unique if we compare it with NPS and UPS. Question 15, D. Manish is also saying D. The answer is D, unfunded pension system. Absolutely correct. Okay. So that is all I wanted to discuss with you. If you want to cover important portions of PFRDA exam, we have launched a complete course for all of you. See, very few days are left. Very few days are left, and you have ample amount of syllabus, right? So covering it on your own, it'll be very difficult for you to decide whether what I should read, what I should not, what I should leave behind. So it's very important for you to have a targeted approach towards your examination, since a lot of a very few days are left, right? That is why Oliveboard has launched this complete course of PFRDA Grade A, where you're going to have live sessions, you're going to have notes for the PFRDA subjects, full length mock tests, you're going to get descriptive tests with evaluation, you're going to get. This is a complete phase 1 and phase 2 preparation. I will be teaching you, just like today, we're going to do a lot of schemes, you're going to do many things in detail, whatever is in your syllabus, and the medium is going to be English. So you can enroll in this. This will be very beneficial for those who are targeting this examination wholeheartedly, who want to give this examination and clear it. Very important. You should take up the course because you have very few days left. And you need direction, you need clarity, you need segregated material so that you can just focus on that. And for that, we have launched this course. If you want, you can take that up. Okay, so that is all from my side. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, you can ask in the comment section if there's any doubt. Apart from that, if you want to connect with me on Telegram, Mannat Educator is my Telegram handle. If there's anything that you want to discuss, you can connect with me over there. This is my Telegram handle. Unfunded, which caused a burden on the nation's finance, and was replaced by NPS. Exactly, that is what I explained. That it was, completely. This was a burden on the exchequer. It was a burden on the exchequer, and that is why there was no contribution from the employee side, and that is why we replaced it with the NPS. Okay. Absolutely correct. So any doubt, anyone wants to ask anything, you're welcome, Shinchan. Anything that you want to ask, I'll just wait for another minute and then we can end the session here. Acha, today 7 p.m. you have a class. Okay, 7 p.m. also you have a class. So I hope you're going to attend it. I will not tell you what class. See, so many students keep messaging me, ma'am, whether I should prepare for RBI or not. Ma'am, is it possible कि job के साथ, we should prepare for the exam or not? Ma'am, what if the vacancies are very less? I don't know if I'm doing the right thing by taking up a course or not. Whether I'm, is it possible for me to clear the examination or not? I have ample number of messages, that I receive from the students. And that is why I'm taking up a session at 7 p.m. Let's face the fear. Let's discuss about this live on YouTube. And I hope I'm going to see you at 7 p.m. All right. Fine. So that is all from my side. Thank you so much. Keep studying. All the best to all of you. Let's meet up at 7 p.m. Shinchan is saying vacancies will be around 60 for grade B. Koina, let's see. All this is speculation. Let's see what how many vacancies are going to be. Let's see for the final. Let's see. Let's wait for the final notification. Take care. Chalo. Anything else? All right. Let's end the session here. Thank you. Have a nice day and see you all in my